I call Brendan Horan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and welcome to our Pacific neighbours and dear friends. And I've got to say, I'm looking forward to going to the rugby with you tomorrow night. We'll be watching a New Zealand team dish it out to those Aussies. But it would be great if instead of a Super 15, it was a Super 17 with at least 2 Pacific Island teams. And I look forward to the time that I can go to visit the islands and be there to watch a Super 17 rugby game. So today I will cover 3 topics, 3 challenges for all Pacific nations. 1, have we preserved and enhanced our heritage? 2, have we cared for and protected our environment, our countries? And 3, have we respected, loved and cared for our children? Here in New Zealand, we face challenges in honouring our obligations to our children. Some of those challenges include social instability resulting from a breakdown of family standards and values, personal unrest, alienation that comes from a lack of purpose or ideals. And another challenge we have in New Zealand is some of the things that we see. And I see too much of our land, technology and industry being sold to foreign powers. I see pathways opening for our mineral wealth, onshore and offshore, to be exploited by overseas interests. And throughout the Pacific, we share a common concern in the plundering of fishing stock by foreign fishing powers. Now, earlier today, a New Zealand First member spoke of political seduction, and it is a very real threat. And New Zealanders only need to look back at the news last week, where we saw our Prime Minister meeting the Chinese Premier with the army out there and parades and everything. So, political seduction is real, but there is a solution. And I believe our saving grace is our children. And I would implore that the core aim for this forum is the future well-being of our children. To the children of New Zealand, to the children of the Pacific. Here in New Zealand, we have more children than ever before living in poverty. But what is far worse than poverty is poverty of spirit. The challenge for all of us here today and this weekend is to raise that spirit, that cultural identity within each child of New Zealand and the wider Pacific. The great challenge, therefore, is to increase the cultural wealth of each child and each and every family. Therefore, the goal or aspiration must surely be to be aspirational, positive family role models, to have children say, how do you do that? And live lives where children say that, I want to be able to do that, I want to be like that. My mother, my father, a positive role model. My older brother, my older sister. And so the pathway for cultural wealth is surely education. Education of culture, identity, who am I, where do I come from, where am I going? Spirituality, in New Zealand we call it wairua, heritage and spirit, our children's thoughts and feelings, their behaviour, awareness of health and of self, and interaction socially with families, friends and strangers, personal understanding, knowledge and awareness. This is cultural wealth, essential ingredients for every family throughout the Pacific. And with major advances in technology in areas of broadband-enabled devices such as smartphones and tablets, the opportunity to educate our families becomes more viable. And also the opportunity for us as nations to collaborate and communicate more readily, to share our knowledge, our technology. For there is a synergy that binds us above even our precious Pacific locations, and that is our love for our children, our families, and let that synergy that binds us be honoured by our commitment this weekend to preserving our resources and environment for our tamariki, our children. Tātou tātou, asanas, kia ora.
I call Dr. Paul Hutchison.
Mr. Speaker, I warmly greet and salute our visitors from